Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Mist Bowl Judges Orientation. Judges, please listen closely. Does the sound of a quiz bowl buzzer and recalling knowledge in seconds give you an adrenaline rush? Are you someone that knows a little bit of everything, from the geography of China to the poetry of Rumi? Then Mist Bowl is the competition for you. The following topics are selected for this year's Islamic Scholastic Bowl: Mothers of the Believers, Lessons from Historic Narratives, Poets of the Past and Present, The Year of Protest, All About Africa, Culture, Geography, and History, and lastly, Current Events starting from January 1st of this year. Study packets on all of these categories will be available at getmystified.com. You will judge teams of 4 to 6 members. At any given time, only a maximum of 4 can play. A student can substitute for another student only between rounds. If your team has 6 students, there will be 4 starters and 2 people on the bench. The more students you have on the bowl team, the better it is for the team. This way, each student can study one of the 6 Scholastic Bowl categories. There are 5 rules for the preliminaries, quarterfinals, and semifinals. The first rule: there must be 3 rounds with a total of 42 questions. One round has 7 questions each from 2 categories, with a total of 6 categories covered by the end of the competition. Questions for the entire competition are printed in one packet, with each round clearly marked. Appropriate point values are pre-assigned. The second rule: each team is allowed 6 members, with no more than 4 members participating per round. Teams are allowed to shuffle their players only between rounds. Judges should announce which 2 categories are being played in each round so that each team may arrange itself accordingly. The third rule: to begin the competition, judges should explain the rules of round 1 to the competitors. This round is free-form, with the judge reading the point value of the question first and then proceeding to read the question aloud. Only after the judge has finished reading the entire question may the competitors buzz in. The first team to buzz in must begin to answer within 10 seconds and must finish answering within 30 seconds. This means they have a total of 30 seconds to provide a complete answer. If you think that they're stalling or buying time, then you have the right to penalize them accordingly. A correct answer wins points, and an incorrect answer does not penalize the team. If an incorrect answer is given, then the floor is reopened once the judge has said incorrect. The question may now be answered by the next to buzz in for half its original point value, with a 10-second limit given on the response. Only 2 teams can attempt to answer any single question, after which if both teams are unsuccessful, the judge will give the answer and proceeds to the next question. The entire round consists of 14 questions from 2 categories. Judges will also remember to tell the teams which 2 categories are represented in round 1. Be sure to announce the score in between each round. The fourth rule: round 2 follows with the next 2 categories of questions which follow in the packet. The rules for round 2 are exactly the same as round 1, except that teams are penalized for incorrect answers. For example, if a team were to respond incorrectly to a 200-point question, then 200 points are deducted from their running total. If another team were to then respond to this same question incorrectly when its value has been halved to 100 points when the floor is reopened, then that team is penalized 100 points. Remember to mention which 2 categories are quizzed in round 2. The fifth rule: round 3 then follows in the same fashion as round 2. Incorrect answers are to be penalized. Mention in which 2 categories the teams are being quizzed. Those are the 5 rules for the preliminaries, quarterfinals, and the semifinals.
The final competition consists of 3 rounds with a total of 42 questions. Questions for the entire competition are printed on one packet with each round clearly marked. Round 1 and 2 consist of 1 question related to each category printed on one packet. Thus, there are 6 questions per round. In round 3, questions will proceed Jeopardy style with each team captain choosing the category and point value. Team is allowed 6 members with no more than 4 participating per round. Teams are allowed to shuffle their players only between rounds. To begin the competitions, judges should explain the rules of round 1 to the competitors. This round is free form from the judges reading each question aloud. Only after the judge has finished reading the entire question may the competitors buzz in. The first team to buzz in must answer within 10 seconds. A correct answer wins points, and an incorrect answer does not penalize the team. If an incorrect answer is given, the floor is reopened once the judge has said incorrect. The question may now be answered by the next buzz in for half of its original value, with a 10-second limit given onto the response. Only 2 teams can attempt to answer any single question, after which, if both teams are unsuccessful, the judge will give the answer and proceed to the next question. Judges are to begin from the beginning of the packet under the heading of round 1. Each question in this round is worth 100 points. The rules for round 2 are exactly the same as round 1, except the teams are penalized for incorrect answers. For example, if a team were to respond incorrectly to a question, the 200 points are deducted from their running total. If a team were then to respond to the same question incorrectly, when its value has been halved to 100 points, when the floor is reopened, then the team is penalized 100 points. Each question in this round is worth 200 points. In round 3, a Jeopardy-style game will be played with each team captain choosing the category and point value. For example, a team captain could say, "History for 300, please." Judges will then ask the appropriate question from the packet. The team with the lowest score will start off the round. After a question has been read, any team will be allowed to buzz in to attempt an answer. If a team answers the question correctly, then they will be allowed to select another question. An incorrect answer will result in a penalty as in round 2. Following the incorrect response, the floor will be open for answers immediately after the judge says incorrect. If no team is able to answer the question, after 10 seconds, the same team will be able to choose another question. Note, in round 3, a board or display showing the category value matrix will be necessary. An assistant who keeps score will cross off each box in the matrix that question has been answered. The question has been asked. And judges will not be allowed to announce the winner of the final competition. This will occur during the award ceremony.
What if a team arrives late? If a team arrives late, the judge must tell the moderator, and who will tell the municipal coordinator as soon as they find out that a team will be late. The team has up to 15 minutes before they get disqualified, and as soon as 4 members from that team are present, the round must start. What happens if they're about to go over time? Judges should try to control the crowd and control the amount of time that's taken up by the hype between the questions, as that is what takes most of the time in this competition. What happens if the buzzer is not refreshed? Simply disregard that question and use extra questions provided in the booklet. What happens if the crowd is uncontrollable? The moderator will be in charge of helping out with this aspect, and the judge should threaten to dock points from these teams. What happens if a team is caught cheating? Points will be docked from the team. What happens if there is a tie? We will use the tiebreaker questions.
Now for a reminder about general etiquettes and guidelines. As a judge, please be punctual and stay on schedule. It's also important to maintain a high degree of initiative and professionalism. For example, use appropriate language and maintain a positive attitude.
MIST is about developing young people's talents. So, as a judge, be approachable and friendly.
Perform all judging duties with an impartial attitude. As a judge, your attitude, words, and actions are very powerful, and competitors are very observant of any biases and prejudices.
The official MIST dress code is modest business attire. All judges, organizers, and competitors are required to follow this.
All competitors are expected to be respectful to the judges, to the opponents, and to the audience. So, as a judge, they look to you to be a role model, a respectable individual. So, make sure to keep an environment of respect.
When interacting with the opposite gender, please maintain modesty. As a judge, you are a role model, and your behavior is an integral part of setting up a positive MIST environment.
Perfect.
That was perfect.